Ngay amin ang usual belmergi de rogo tian maresia superstation WWFM. Sola nga Alfonso Diaz with us today, U.S. Military recruiting people that are they're here this afternoon trying to convince us to join the military. I did my part, so it's now your turn to to go and fight for our freedom. It doesn't come easy and cheap, okay? Anyway, I'm just joking around, and let's get to the show this afternoon. We're going to speak both languages. I think what we're going to do first is to have. Can you do the introduction of
Yes.
introduce all of your people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to give a microphone to a guy. His name is Stevenson, First Sergeant Stevenson. He's going to introduce the rest of the people that came here with him, and then we start the show after that. Okay. First Sergeant Stevenson.
Kaman sulang tulik malungit swel bilagorgaw man sulang tati alarm almera radio station.
Okay.
Togobet susul mora ibdul ma raklay ma rugul belaw ma rugul masil belaw ma rugul other belaw ma tigel Congress President mar other Congress man sulang malungit swel bilagorgamiw naga First Sergeant Stevenson el station ra Oklahoma amo 22 years soldado kama mga atyang el trial el share ayal experience kama mel adra yun sel ngara talkal soldado mang mo ngaria ka questions ma qararang dia adra belul girel en sama mel answer but wama team el mlara 75th Field Artillery Brigade kama ma dagim recruiters kama mirtiang el helper adra belu el explain ora odre raigel diagal understand the tora kal soldado based on experience kama el gukti adra belu mak nga maigel msangal command sergeant major el guk introduce himself and nga sergeant first class Magofna introduce themselves.
Okay. Mike, yes, sir.
All right. First and foremost, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for having us, and thank you for your service. Retired First Sergeant. That means a lot. But as he said, I am Command Sergeant Major John Bamba. I've been in the Army 27 years, and I'm happy to be here to share our story.
27 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
First Sergeant, thank you
How do you
for having
pronounce your name?
Magofna.
Magofna, not Manglonia.
Magofna.
Okay.
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 First Sergeant, thank you for having us here. Thank you to the people of Palau for allowing us to come here and spread our message. I've been in the Army for 14 years. I joined at 18. I absolutely love what I do and love what the Army has, and we're here to share those experiences, like Sergeant Major said.
Okay. Okay, now let's get down. We have 1 hour to do this show, so let's get down to the real issues why you're here. A lot of us, we're going to be speaking because we try to reach out to a lot of locals, so we're going to speak English and Palawan back and forth in order to get our message out to those who are listening to this program. Okay, tirganga ngatiang dia recruit dia tirgelo traura military tangatiang tirga kau active duty.
Yes, mama active duty.
Oh, active duty el metiang ang mga suseo amandergi es either relate el moratoy lolgo le tirgar el ang atiang el dia dula sengaria kota rurtergi tamading atialo ay sa gero good benefits. Oh, and how you can benefit from those benefits, So listen carefully. And don't forget to call 488-4848 and ask your questions, okay? Either English or Palawan, that's okay, okay? And we're going to sadra say, el akakikre el other true mearkim, esom no soldado. What can I do in order to become, a military guy or kamo si saklaklo singarak morgi. Ito mo sadra your records. Alias sumungaringa record der garap la police. Agigidre la pepira information let's say I was 18-year-old and stupid. I didn't know any better, so I did something wrong. Okay, so now I have a record at the police station. how can I get that out? How can I, and Stevenson, can you, seguida man sogal concentrating on say, puiger belao nlagay ka lahat tiya katim nakaloto. He didn't know any better. And bergoy ang aring atel malera tabulis. How can you help him to join the military?
Oy, melati lang am leger arwan rangal kara school reeli lagi marami senti. Command Sergeant Major explained it less modi really good. Makmasa te alamong Modi explaining the exceptional policy based on your records and
Yes.
stuff, joining the Army, Sergeant Major.
Yes. Yes, sir. I mean, like we said in the beginning, we are not recruiters, and the recruiting station will be here in a couple months. But for starters, I will tell you that, yes, we have all made mistakes in the past. The Army has waivers for certain situations, and every single case is different. So I would advise you to talk to a recruiter, see what the recruiter can do to assist in helping you out with that.
I see. So let's say the recruiters come out of Hawaii and Guam. They come here once a year, and if you have a record at the police, public safety, so your name is in that record, then you need to talk to a recruiter just to find out if they can waive that.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. And then if they allow that individual to waive that, then he's good to go.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He or she is good to go, but I would tell you the most important thing is being honest with the recruiter, right?
Right.
All of our recruiters come out of Guam, and they cover a huge area. So,
I see.
you know, their time is precious, their time is valuable. They are here to assist, they're here to help. But the
Right.
bigger thing is you being honest, wanting to join. You have to say, hey, this happened, instead of
Yeah.
you creating roadblocks for yourself.
That's right.
So,
And
That's
then
the first step.
and the military spent all kinds of time and money to
Yes.
get you to Guam and find out that
Yes,
you have
sir.
a record,
Yes,
you know.
sir.
Wow.
So man di wala la kasmodi atel melel.
Yeah,
So really low isolation okay. Mahal lang istedra mamrula yang evaluate lang klop tutelel.
I think the recruiters getting smarter. Before we can talk to you, go to police station and get a police clearance.
Yeah.
I
So
said
we know who you are, you know.
Mm.
They don't. You cannot just go over there and say, "I'm good." No.
Yeah.
Go and get a clearance first. So I think that's part of the process. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to donate this show. You don't have to pay for it.
Thank you, sir.
Kamam sula.
Thank you. Okay.
Kamam sula. Kama madiri kan ngatiang el kangania questions ra adra belu. Mal lewit temam el te alla amil ngata tu rangal gar high school. Tokol ngal high school la sorin mo soldado ding ra telel ma umroli la ka soldado le tomnos sa ngati mo nga test, and the only job available for me are infantry. Mo OMOS malubak tingwa test ya the only job el sabegal mo ruli omoadu. That's not the case. But to ka rio rakal soldado magimle explain el martil was say kawal ada sum mo soldado, a lot of it is on you. It's your choice. Recruiters are here to help, but if you tell the recruiter say somel mo kuk, hindi kasi la recruiter mo kasin oy ngari nga bibira rio this room somel mo kuk ang somel mo kuk. Lang a lot of times dakadil gidel other island, even mar soldara belura mrigel, they join the army because they want to get out of their hometown, and then midway they find out they don't like their job. That's when it's the struggle begins, because a lot of it are mentally, and none of the swim you don't like the job, start getting bored and doing things that you don't want to do, get in trouble. So it starts from the beginning when you talk to the recruiters, and like we mentioned earlier, they don't have enough time to sit down and discuss a lot of things with you. So you do your research. A lot of MOS army asem matigra internet. Internet military, and they still recruiters. Just be honest with them and let them know what you want.
Do you still have a delay entry program?
Yes.
Delay entry. For example, you just said it. I want to be a cook, and then there's an opening. So I have to be put into that program. I sign up, but I'm going to be in that program until yeah,
I see.
becomes available, and then you can come in as a cook.
Yes.
But you have to be on the waiting list.
Oh, I
Do you
see.
still have that program?
So yes, I mean, I'm dating myself, but in 1996 I was in the delayed entry program. My situation was a little different. I enlisted in the Army, and when I enlisted was February. I didn't graduate till May. So that's why I was placed in a delay entry program.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me explain what's delay entry program. Like Stevenson said, these jobs in the Army are sometimes when they have more people interested in one particular job, so they have a list of people on the waiting list, yeah? You can sign up and then talk to a recruiting officer. Talk to them and they give you up-to-date information. But what I know is you can sign up and be on the waiting list until becomes open, then you can get in. Okay, that's how much I know. I may be wrong, so talk to. I didn't retire over 30 years, so there's a lot of information I have is obsolete. Obsolete.
ويسال كما دير الملي دريل سارجنت
Uh,
ما sometimes ngariya soldado dir ngar high school ding sorry mo finish ra basic training lot مثل after junior year تي التمل finish ra basic training لكن اوريول ابيل ndaka سريل تدير ngar school
yeah.
to finish our basic training after junior year, so 17 years old. And then I return along and finish high school, and then I more continue our military career.
You know, Army, United States military, been good to me. I am where I am today because, you know, military. They took me from the street, made a man out of me, and gave me a job, and taught me to be, and became a disciplined person, you know. Learn how to respect. You learn a lot of things in the military, you know. So, and that's why I said this show is free. It's my donation. I want to contribute to the program, you know, so that way we can lure in more young men and women that have nothing to do and come and find out what kind of job they want, you know, and we'll help them out. Even myself, you know, when I see, you know, these young men and women kind of just don't care, you know, drunk all the time. It's come here, man, you want to join the military? So I do a lot of that, you know, try to convince them to. And if you have nothing to do, you know, join the military, they'll make a man out of you or make a woman out of you. And most of these people that if they don't make it, if they don't, they decided not to stay in the military, at least when they go for 2 or 3 years, you know, and when they come out,
Different person.
yeah, they're good. Member of the community, you know.
Yes.
And we have a lot of them. They have association. Have you guys met with Sergeant Major Norbert Yano? You haven't?
Yes,
Yeah, he's the veterans.
affair officer.
Yeah.
This morning and yesterday.
Vice President.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they have an organization. They call it Veterans Association or something like that. Yeah, and you probably asked why I'm not part of it. Well, I'm not part of it because I'm very busy. I'm involved with every now and then I chat with them, but most of the time, you know, I'm doing this kind of work. You know, I'm still involved in politics. You know, like tonight, our president is going to be my guest. He's going to be sitting right over there, and I ask him, I'm going to ask him a lot of hard questions. You know,
We will listen.
yeah. I'm going to ask him tax refund. This is the first time it's done in the Republic of Palau. How did you do it? Where did you get money? A lot of questions I wrote from the people. I'm going to ask President tonight. Yeah, and before we go any further, I asked the government radio station, D8AA, and they're broadcasting this around the world also. So this is going to be heard all over the world, and the government radio station, they join in and we joint broadcast this so it can be heard from here all the way to the other side of the world, you know. So I want to take this opportunity and thank you, Randy, for always supporting me when I have program like this. I call them up and ask them, and I tell them that this is not private companies talk show, or as long as it's educational program, you know, good for the people. Is that this is not business. What we're doing right now is trying to educate our young men and women and lead them in the right direction so they can come in and help. You know, I don't have to pay them. It's a government radio station, so they're doing that right now. So if you're watching, Randy and everybody from D8AA, thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Okay, Kadolmon, there's so many things I want to cover, and we only have about 40 minutes left. Don't worry about that. We can extend it as long as we don't interfere with the President talk show tonight at 7 p.m.
I see.
Okay, now back to the issue. So let's say a young man, young woman, just finished high school, want to join the military. The only way to do it properly is to talk with the recruiter,
I see.
right? Recruiters, yeah. And then from there on, they take over and they tell you what to do and what not to do.
I see.
I see. Okay. Tirga elang ang atiangan dekal tirget recruiter tira omo meset tiret me therapy tra. Tirga elang the regular army, I say, because a regular army.
Yeah.
They go to work in the morning just like everybody else, but they can relate to what they're doing because they actually recruiters have something, they teach them how to sell army, and sometimes they tell you some things that is not quite correct, and they tell you what you want to hear and get excited. They get you excited and you'll sign anything. So that's what recruiter is all about. But these guys are regular people, go to work in the morning just like you and me. They go to work in the morning. So we're going to share some of the experience of what to do, what not to do, and get yourself ready to join the military if you decide to join, okay? So they're going to talk, and I'm going to ask questions, and then they're going to try to answer. If you have any questions, you can call 488-4848 and say, your questions can be English or Palau. Okay. Kadol mo lang. Melakar lang, how many years you been in?
Ngakamla mo 22 years soldado.
22 years.
Ela tulog sa kaldi explain na something. So mama regular army soldado like you said every day you go to your command sergeant major will explain a lot better. Mama ang ariya ul maging atyang legal colonel gal brigade commander. Amle remains silva ser adra Micronesia. Out of everybody across the nation, Micronesia had the highest per capita that soldado in mocho in the military. Mangmle show a lot of interest in him. Mangmle sign command sergeant major. Auto was a fund. El cosa camio el soldado low rior. El din regular soldado. La mamá niya obrera mal gira mal merud. Hindi gini las askogi.
You. Let's
Oh,
go.
Mela, if sergeant major, if you can explain. The reason we're here from the colonel and how he found out about the enlistment.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, like First Sergeant was saying, the reason why we're here is we do, in fact, Micronesians, we per capita, make up a good amount of soldiers in the Army today, and that's a good thing. And we have to keep that going, right? We have to come out here and engage with the local population, answer their questions, and let them know that there are opportunities out there, right? It's not what you see on TV, because every day this is what we do. We live this life, and it's been a positive experience for all three of us. We've been together this is our second duty station together, so we formed a bond, and we are all unique. But we are all identical in some way because we share the common theme of being from the Micronesian Islands, and that is exactly why we're here.
I see. So when they came down to your unit and asked a volunteer to go, or they based on your EER and said, well, First Sergeant or Sergeant Major, you're going to go because you can represent, Army, and go and talk to these people and let them know that they can do certain things, So what I'm trying to say is when they came to your unit and said you're going, they were based on what? You're from Guam or time?
Yes. So
you're island people.
Correct.
So when you talk, we can relate to things that you're talking about.
Correct.
But if you send somebody from Virginia, blue eyes.
Yeah.
I want to listen to this guy. I cannot relate to what he's talking about, Right.
And I will add, I said it from the beginning, we're not recruiters, but indirectly we are, right? When our soldiers see, when the local population sees, hey, these guys, they're doing pretty well in the military.
Right.
We indirectly do recruit. So the image that we portray, what we say, what we do, what we don't do, also affects recruiting.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
So, the first sergeant, eh?
Oo.
Matelo ba sa taman sila. I still got my BTU.
Vamos.
Let's go.
Sige, espera soldado.
Yeah. Before we go any further, thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
For us, island people,
Mhm.
we enjoy our freedom and has been protected by United States Defense Department of Defense,
Mhm.
and a lot of you people some of you are here doing other works,
Yes.
building a radar station here in Palau, and we benefit from military, U.S. military,
Mhm.
from Guam. They're good tourists. They come from Guam with their family and they spend the weekend, So it is very important for us, not only if you join the military, but for you to have a better understanding and you can relate to some of these people, military, when they come here, especially the Marines, they're kind of wild. So when they come here and act crazy, then we understand, and out of frustration, being the boot camp, so when they come here, if they get drunk, and then we understand, we take care of them, So we have a very good relationship between the U.S. military and Palau community. Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
you don't have to worry about that. But we thank you so much for your taking your time off, come to Palau,
Mhm.
and try to promote a good relationship between us and the military. And more likely, we can kind of just rub elbows and talk about how much you can benefit,
Yeah.
Talking about the benefits, there's some benefits that we cannot use in Palau. There is, talking about the VA benefits, like buying a house, if you're in Guam and SAIPAN,
Mhm.
you can use your VA loan, to purchase a home. But here in Palau, no, because the law. We gotta change the law.
Yeah.
Elang ainong temela thank you.
I say.
Mal ada da sorry ada rabula to the velo.
Why say?
Part of the program army mamadingi so people can join the army almo mechanic right masira it. Join the army 2 years. At a minimum contractor ngi ding tell the fact that losing le join the army mo mechanic ram masira it. سلا توضع قصة لو ده قبل قول المول الكرام رجال الميكانيك رأيت سبب الريتورن المربي لو ده قسكول دين غارني سيرتيفيكات ترني رامي للتريل بس نعم لميكانيك رام سيل رأيت سيجيم ترى الريلينجي الكونفيرنجي المورا community لسير هذا بلوا they don't have to live Palau forever سبب السكوم ده funding التيل لوني رتيجة التيل ماس أسكوجيل المور أمريكال إن جون الأرمي المور موسى جد السيرتيفيكات السؤال مو ميكانيك رامسي رايت إمول النسكولة الأسر بايجل term را contract تري every turn مبلا لونغاريا با skill set تري.
You're talking and I'm thinking about the education benefit. Education, How much time do I have to serve in the military in order to be qualified for
GI Bill.
GI Bill.
Or tuition assistance.
Tuition assistance. Yeah. How much time do I have to put in?
So
I sign up for 3 years and complete 3 years and honorable discharge.
So I would tell you
right?
That's a common misconception. When we think of educational benefits, we think of the GI Bill. But the reality is, as soon as you join the Army, you complete basic training and you're advanced into individual training. The year anniversary after you signed up for the Army, you can start using your tuition assistance. Tuition assistance is free money that we are given as soldiers every year, excluding the GI Bill, that you can take advantage of.
Explain. When you say tuition assistance.
Yes.
Now, I pay $1 and you pay $1 in order to get that assistance,
No. So tuition assistance, I want to say, and I'm dating it, but
a soldier has to put something in the military put in $1.
Nope. No.
It doesn't want
Totally given to the soldiers. So
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I want to join.
yeah,
Yeah.
after a year and you enroll into any of the colleges that are mostly on post, they will pay for I believe it's
$750
yeah per course, yeah.
per course.
Up to $4,500 a year.
I had a 9th grade education. I didn't finish high school. 9th grade. I volunteered for the draft. I went in, and then they had education benefits, available. So I took my GI Bill, and managed to get my GED, and then from there, I learned a lot by just, experience. And I went through, and then I took college courses, and I got my AA, and that was good enough for me,
Mhm.
To get to master sergeant, first sergeant.
Yeah.
And education benefits in the military is I'd say that's one thing that we all need to go and
Yes.
see it, and because they bring the school to
On base.
All
base.
the
Yeah.
bases, all the
So,
major bases.
Yeah, when I was stationed in Korea, Maryland, Texas Central College.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going right now.
Oh yeah?
Yes,
That's
Central
it.
Texas
Yeah.
College. Yes.
And then I got my associate, and that right there, because in the military, guys, I tell you what, you cannot be a lifer, like I say, well, I'm doing a good job, I'm going to stay right here. No, you have to put something in your 201 file that you have finished such and such sub-courses, Yeah, if you're doing that.
Correct, yeah.
So it's all up to you. You don't have to go to university or college and get your bachelor's degree, because it's available on base or on post. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of benefits. You got a medical benefits, like myself. When I go to Guam, get my medical done in the VA hospital or outpatient clinic. Commissary privilege, all kinds of privileges. That you can have, and the only way to do it, is to get in, and then you find out. Okay.
So, education, it's a part of a continuing education program. Ngara o role base. So mama active duty. We go to work every day. OPT at Tutau, but we're enrolled in classes.
I see.
So that's part of the Army continuing education program. So may enroll la clase malal online. So silba mo kaloryo ka malak class or ngaya program lo ngadorngit mong at own pace. At own pace program. So ang sumarya semester ndakas dakat temem la kamasalo ryo la deploy mo ra makamad or ngara.
That's what I was going to ask you. Deployment,
like
you go for a month, to Korea or somewhere on a field exercise for a month.
Sige del programa allow raul semel finish ra class. So instead of finish ra class specific time frame, sige del at own pace program ikaw more deployment may continue ra class.
I see.
A lot of the instructors, they already know, right? Like, they are working and geared towards military personnel.
I see.
So they give you the opportunity, as long as you communicate with your instructor. Hey, I'm going to be out of the field. I'm going to be out in the field for 1 to 3 months. Okay, submit these as soon as you get back, or you have a little leeway.
I see.
So it's very convenient.
Right.
To be able to serve our country and take care of our families, and then continue our education as well.
What about the program? It was I used it when I was in the military. Sub courses or something like that.
Yeah. So Army correspondence courses.
Yeah, correspondence
Yes.
courses.
So it's still available. I know I used
You
it
go
earlier.
online and
Yes.
and download.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you would go and request the courses, and they would send you the booklets, right? And then you would study the material, test out, and send your.
You got a computer now, so
Yes.
you can
So
send them.
Everything's
online now.
Everything's online.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought that up, because it really brought him back to the past when he was. That's funny. I saw it in his eyes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I only had 9th grade education, so I was trying to find a way to. I didn't want to be staff sergeant, retired staff sergeant. I said no, I got to do something. So I went online and I took sub courses, and related to my MOS, I was taking sub courses like, for example, tactical generators, 5 kW, So I go and read, and then when I finish, I take a test, send them in, and then they grade me, and then goes, okay, next step, and went on, and I enjoyed it, and in a sense, it helped me to get promoted.
I see.
Yeah.
But kabal sulang al share experience rakal ko tadi kasi kable 9th grade last education rakal.
Oh, I see.
Esa kita dire kal tora kal soldaw. And everything in life udala to kamadingay because it's not because ngaya education rakal. It's selda alar ngula. And that's what a lot of people are missing because they're focusing on the job or focusing on education, but they don't have the self-motivation to push themselves.
Right.
And the discipline. And that's, you don't have to be in the military to have that. You just gotta be honest with yourself and identify your deficiencies and seek help. الرلاو مغمضو أرغوم سبقهم الفوكس راسوام to become in the future.
That's right. Another thing that we have to be aware of is if you're married, the hardship, family hardship, and you have to really talk to your spouse and come to a conclusion like this. Okay, I'm going to go through this with you. Sad to say, I got married and divorced 5 times because most of the women, they just cannot stand it when they go to work. And then they say, well, you're going to be going to Afghanistan or somewhere, and the family is going to be.
You bring up another great point. I will tell you firsthand that, every ceremony we do, my boss and I like to thank the family, like to thank the spouse, myself included, right? I would not be where I am at today if it wasn't for my spouse, who I forgot to say Happy Valentine's Day to yesterday. Anyways, I will tell you that we have a saying in the Army, right? You enlist as a person, you re-enlist as a family.
Yeah.
So without that strong structure, without that strong, your support system, you will not make it. Your marriage probably will not make it, but that absolutely matters.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, silbo tumrigal soldado. Yakmor mirabli, abdi kasi parurong akmor dar sabaki. But I like mga artel 2 days, and then mora ROTA 2 days. Mina SAIPAN 2 days. Yang SAIPAN lekuk mora ROTA 2 days, mora komel 2 days, mora mel mora.
And
yeah. I have a request.
And mora ba ma'am.
Yes, sir.
When you go back to your unit, talk to your boss. Just tell them that I say hello, and just write just a letter that said thank you, so we can post it right inside my office, and remind me that I contribute.
So don't worry about that, sir. I will tell you. I happen to know the boss very well, and I promise that we will send that letter to you shortly.
All right. And we have a card that we can give it to him, and then we provide you our address, so you can. It's important. I'm collecting those.
Oh, no problem.
All my ARCOM and all the awards that I had.
It matters, right?
Yeah, and so I can show to my kids. I was a good soldier.
Yes.
Yeah, I was a good soldier. But anyway, I cannot find my.
Adiragal malungil el support system tulik ka. Tagida do sa daringil family. Tokol soldado da balungil support system retir talgibel maring retira meorior. Disugum kamam waingal leader kamam boss sugum concern daringia family. And it trickles down to the rest of the formation. It was a family matters.
Yeah.
So when we get support from command sergeant major and the colonel, was a family that matter. It trickles down to us, el mabalngarior soldado. Diregal mobilisi ringi will understand that soldado. Misel belo rior at Samaria lo rior MCC of the Miguel was a Tirgal Miradalama o Marrera family.
That's right. Yeah. it takes a very strong woman, you know, to stay for 20 years or more.
Yeah.
You know, so
Strong spouse.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, a lot of you know, frustration and demands. You know, being in the military, it's not easy life. You know, and I was very happy when the Army came out with a new law or regulation saying that if a woman served with her husband for over 10 years and they get divorced after that, she's entitled to 10% of retirement or something like that.
Right.
You know, so before a soldier divorced, his wife been with him for 18 years, she's out on the cold, no benefits whatsoever. But that wasn't fair at all. Yeah. So when they changed the law, that if you leave your wife after 10 years, you've been married 10 years or more, and you get divorced, you know, she's entitled to some of the benefits, you know, and that's good. You know? So kind of send a message to us, you know, the ones that like to go out and get drunk and say, I'm going to get divorced, I don't give a shit, you know, and then, you know, it was easy, you know, because they know that they can get their retirement, you know, but not anymore. What I heard is not anymore.
Right.
You know, so you behave. You know, but okay, so you go from here. Anyway, if you need anything here in Palau, you know, or you come back for a reason or another, and you need help, you know, count on me. I will not charge you. It's my way of donating to the
Thank you.
good cause,
Yep.
yeah. And we're gonna remain, you know, your friends and support you guys when you're on the island. So if you come back here for another trip, you know, for whatever, then count on us. Just call me up, write to me in email, and let me know, and I'll take care of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I can do because, you know, United States has been good to us,
Yes.
you know, been good to us. So at least, you know, something in return that you can afford to give.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed when I go to U.S. and I pull my military ID. I go to Las Vegas every year. You know, there's convention. I go there too. And when I pull out my military ID, you know, anywhere in the United States, you know,
Thank you for your service.
The first thing come out of their mouth, thank you for your service.
sir.
You know, makes me feel good. You know.
Yeah.
But here in Palau, what's that? Give me a driver license. You know, they don't know. I don't blame them. Okay. Oh man, then time flies.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Did we? Let's cover other things. I know there's a list of things that you came here to talk about. You know, is there any more important information we need to pass on to the people that have maybe thinking about joining the military? If you have any questions, again, 488-4848, call, and we'll see if we can answer your questions, okay? In the meantime, you want to say something?
Oh, just a message to the youth or anybody considering joining the Army or the U.S. military, right, is be resourceful. The kids today are so resourceful they can research and look up anything they want. Make an informed decision about what you want to do. Because the last thing we want is for you to leave home, go through the rigorous training, basic training at AIT, and realize I no longer like my job. I don't like what I'm doing, and I'm not passionate about it. So do the research, and so that way when you're going through these trainings and these hardships, you know that it's for a good reason that you want to do, that you love.
That's right. That's right. So do you guys have enough time to stop by ROTA? Who's from ROTA?
Yes. Yes.
And say hello
yes,
to
sir. We will.
folks there.
We will stop by.
Yeah. And ROTA is a small place. I've been there twice, but most of the time when I go to a CNMI, I go to SAIPAN. Yeah. And ROTA and Tinian and Orkana. They come to SAIPAN, you know, for major activities and stuff like that. They come to SAIPAN, you know, and I have relatives all over Tinian and SAIPAN. My DNA comes from there. So they said, yes, you talk and think like Chamorro, and I said, what else, you know? Anyway, wala tell mo medyo mo simra program gid kaman masawlen please sel nga oy gid the programs which is benefit you're doing the right thing. Please come and let us know how can you help us,
Yes.
to have a better future. Because a lot of these young men and women, they don't have nothing to do. They finish high school. They need somebody to go get them by the hand and show the way.
Yes.
And what you're doing right now, you're doing that. You come to Palau, you come to ROTA, you come to Siena Mine, Guam, and show us the way. Because most of us, we don't know. And we don't have time really for our kids. We put them to school, when they leave school, and they say, you're on your own, and then they don't know where to go, where to start,
Yes.
So, I really thank you for taking your time, and then come to Palau to talk to us, talk to our children, show them the way that, in a sense, will give them a better future.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what you're here for, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sa kami sulang ito liga ati alal nasa metal radio station raw e ospering ilo mer ka tol mo rabalu. Tira kan man nga sulila, and thank you, shout out to 75th Brigade for allowing us this opportunity to come back home and share our personal experience to the locals, so that they can we have commonalities and they can feel comfortable, and not only to the young members of the community, but to the parents, because we know that they're concerned and worried about their child living and joining the military, and so we're here to kind of explain and answer those questions, which we did at schools, a couple of schools yesterday and today, to spread that help spread the message to the parents and the kids and the young members of the community. Understand that military is not, you don't have to do 20 years. You're not obligated to do more than 20 years. You can do your first term and come back home with the skill set paid for by the United States Army or whichever military branch. You come back home and turn around and use that to help the community.
Yeah.
And nothing came out of your pocket or your parents' money.
Right. And also, let me say this in Palawan. Selbom soldado, como sigue el MOS, el guía Taraclosei, Oper Velau, and I was involved with communication and electronics, so when I came home, here it is. Mang Selbom sign up, Malubakachona military, get something that you love to do, not because, hey, you look like a Rambo, with a rifle. No, man. Because when you turn 65, you're no more Rambo, man. But you have to have a skill, job that you can use it to support yourself and your family and forward. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, sel sugumo como malada como sana, concentrate sel MOS and yasabem or merbela takrose, like a computer programmer, repair. There's a lot of these skilled laborers, out in the military, and if you concentrate on that, you benefit from it. Okay. Mung kudamadio sa tirga manom sound men, tirga dia recruiter to dim netiang lo ay sa gigidro telela military ma gigidro benefits, especially benefits, medical benefits. Here I am, I go to Philippines to Veterans Hospital there. Clinic, and I go to GUAM for free, okay, dental work for free, so you can take advantage of that and take care of yourself until we meet again. You can call me up at 775-4848 and ask any questions in regards to military and benefits and all of that. I'm going to try to help you. Okay, I'll give you the
closing comment.
You want to serve?
Just before we go, for anybody interested in joining the U.S. Army, the recruiting station will be sending individuals here from April 1st to the 11th to conduct the initial testing, and then if you already have your testing done, they'll be back in July for processing for anybody interested.
Okay. So you have positive response from the community?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Huge response. Yeah.
There's no jobs here, and this is the only opportunity that we have that can give us future. Yeah. So we thank you so much for being here. You want to say something?
O nga tuloy ka boy nga hindi nga tira ka di shout out to more other vela ro koy why kita other vela ka claim el other one el balloon di ka other bek pwedeng la balloon
Ano bro? Wasi.
ding mal di nga sulem kamram sol telti alam na so amel mertiang mo da dura other balloon kire lakal sol taw
Adama meron ko doon timlem tengel wasi. Com Army. Because I assume the Navy, no way. I don't support the Navy. I support no, I was just kidding. You know, I take any military guys. So when you retire, you gonna stay where near to a military installation or?
I'm glad you asked. Ngaral lorur ngi ar adra blue souvenir kamamel soldado militar kira Miguel. Change of the swamel mi turn and mirbela. One ramal close issue veterans support. One of the biggest issues that we discussed with our school was PTSD in the locals. They're concerned about the help that these veterans are coming back home and they're not getting the help they need. Giril mas askogi, like you said, several more on rabalul momala help. So that's in the air. Question was saying, so I'll return to Mermay or Kiramrigel.
Oh, I see. I forgot to say this, but I'm going to say it for you to take back. We're suffering from PTSD. That's a lot of young men and women went to Iraq, Iran, and they came back. Nobody told them what to do, so they're mentally ill.
I see.
And they're a burden to society. And some of them take their own lives. It's sad. That's what's going on right now. So my advice to United States military is it's okay to come and take us to go and fight what we believe in, but when you finish with us, take care of us.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Because there's some of them that we help, being helped, so they're getting paid now at least, some of them they don't have no source of income. They're just, a burden to society, drunk, just shouting all over the place, and they're here. We gotta take care of them.
I see.
Yeah. So bring it up to your boss' attention and say, well, it's okay to convince these young men and women to join the military for the betterment of the United States and Palau, but when they get sick, take care of them.
I see. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that's also a two-part, right? It is a growing problem, growing concern. We are a reflection of society.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, when we see that person struggling, we have to do our part to ensure that we let them know that they are not alone. That's the first step, in assisting. We are not trained. I'm not a trained social worker or behavioral health specialist.
Right.
But I do know when I see somebody that needs a little assistance, given that assistance may mean the world to them. So that's what I would ask as well.
Right. And when I was in Congress, I brought it up to the higher ups' attention. Going from here to a clinic, VA clinic in Guam, cost money, hotel, motel, all of that stuff. We don't have, so we just kind of brush it off. So whenever I have money or time.
Yeah.
And those who are in SAIPAN, they have a clinic over the outpatient clinic, I think in SAIPAN or Guam. Guam, they have a nice one, But for us, living in Palau and elsewhere in the Pacific, we need to take a look at that and see how can we help those who are in needs.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, let's work together.
I see.
Yep.
Freedom is not cheap,
Yes, sir.
The true statement.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
When I look at you guys, make me feel like I want to put in my uniform. Every morning when I look at them, they're still in my dresser. I look at them in the morning and I said, man,
they're crisp.
Yeah, I still have that feeling of.
That's a great
But
feeling.
my body is no longer can take it, but my mind is still. I'm in this war. I'm in this. So when I watch television, I go to Trump and Iraq and Israel, because I want to be involved, And I said, if the United States military calls for me to go back in, you know, I'll do it. But my age 74, man, I cannot carry my M14. I mean M16.
I think you still can.
My mind can, but well, gentlemen, and
All right.
you're gonna stay in for 30 years.
It's every day is a different day, so I cannot tell you when I'm gonna finish. But
And when you finish, you're gonna go back to the island, or?
so like we were talking about earlier, my biggest concern is I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna need some health care when I retire, and unfortunately the health care is not there. Having to go to Hawaii or
Yeah.
the States for, you know, health care, it's a reality, so.
There's a VA clinic in Manila,
Yeah.
in the Philippines, and I went there. They also can take us in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and a lot of people from Guam are going over there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Closer flight.
We just hope that with more exposure on how much we need the VA benefits at everywhere, like if they can open in the Philippines, then hopefully they can one day open one here and for
Yeah.
assistance.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. You know,
Thank you, sir.
and I really enjoyed just having you guys, you know,
Yes, sir.
sit next to me and then talk Army stuff.
Yes, sir.
Nakamamso lang. Lang yung talaga.
Thank
All
you.
right, Ivy, the show come to an end, so I'm going to say goodbye to these guys. And our donation, yeah, we donate this show to them, and yeah.
Nakamamso lang.
Budo arume.
Basic.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Kidogi. With that, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you can call me up, and we'll talk about it. Okay, bye-bye now. May God bless you all. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.